Hello everyone, welcome to Redbus US channel. Today in this video we'll look at the Spring 2020 regulatory agenda that was announced yesterday. We'll look at various aspects of the regulatory agenda, like summary of what has been the major items and what are the various aspects related to H1B visa, H4 visa, F1 other visa items. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to the channel to get regular updates. So regulatory agenda is basically a list of items that the administration publishes that prioritizes what actions or what items they will work on in the upcoming months, right? So they publish it twice a year. For those who don't know this, they publish in spring and another one is fall. So this one is for the spring 2020 agenda. So if you look at, these are the items that were in fall 2019 agenda that have been continued to spring 2020 agenda. So like strengthening of the H1B visa program, removal of H4 EAD, changing the practical training programs, and establishing times for student and visitor programs, other unlawful presence related aspects, and the biometrics. Also B1, B2 related aspects as well. So all these items that you see right now have been in the previous agenda of fall 2019 that was published in November, and these will be part of the new agenda that is in spring as well. So what this means is these are still priorities for the administration. And on the other hand, so these are the other ones that have been removed. For example, the L1 visa program, or the adjustment of status procedures, and the requirements for filing motions and appeals. So these three items have been removed from the fall 2019 agenda. So these items are no longer a priority for them. Now, what has been added to this agenda is only one item that is new in context of HU in all the visa holders that we talk about, and that is adjusting the fees for survey program. Now, what we'll do is we'll look at each of these in detail. Firstly, to start with, we'll look at H1B visa program, right? So the biggest or the only item that we have for H1B visa is strengthening the H1B non-immigrant visa classification program. And what it tells is basically they want to change the definition of the H1B visa program to get the best and brightest talent. And they also want to look at the definition, like what is an employer-employee relationship and how the employment is defined to protect US workers. So they also want to make sure the H1B workers are paid well, because there is a significant amount of chance for abuse of the program by paying lower wages. So this is in summary what the regulatory item, agenda item is. And they expect this to be done by December. NPRM, this is basically notice for public rulemaking. It's in short called NPRM, and they expect this to be in December. Of course, this date keeps changing, right? I mean, this is not new. Just to be very clear to all of you, right? This has been in spring 2018, and this has been, in their agenda items for the last 2 years, right? But the reality is nothing has moved, But also recently there was court litigation that DHS, where DHS lost the case on the same clause of employer-employer relationship and itinerary front. So fundamentally, the only way they can actually fight these kind of scenarios, or where they want to actually deny visas, is by creating a regulation around that, right? So that's why this could be a priority. And also the H1B Trump travel ban is also instructed that they need, the USCIS and Department of Labor look at these work visa programs so that they actually make sure they're not displacing US workers. So with all of these, right, this could be a priority now. It has been dormant for all the last 2 years now. I believe that this is probably a time that administration may actually act upon it and may change some programs. So again, we'll have to wait and see. December is too early, but we never know. The second one, biggest one, is the H4 visa programs, right? So this is not this item called removing H4 EAD for dependent spouses of certain eligible H1B holders. So this was the goal or the intent of this is to remove the H4 EAD rule that was created by Obama administration 2015. So this does not give work authorization to every H4 holder, but only gives for certain H4 holders who are eligible for it, who have the green card process going on and things like that, right? And so after Trump administration came to the picture, they wanted to remove this because there is a court litigation tied to it, right? And they expect that the date for this is September 2020. So this also, if you look at the status, right? So this has been in spring 2018 agenda and also going on for the last 2 years, right? So this is not new. The reality is this has been stuck with the Office of Management and Budget Office for quite some time, because they could not really justify the cost and benefit, right? I mean, usually when they want to remove or a regulation, they need to justify to the budget office telling that why they are trying to do this. They're doing a cost benefit analysis. So now removing this, they couldn't find it. So that's why they've been trying all sorts of ways to get that going, right? So that's where it stands today. But on the other hand, right, if you look at the overall situation, there is a lawsuit that has been going on for some time, and in appeals court, the Save Jobs USA, which is actually an entity that has been fighting to remove this, they got a favorable decision, and they've sent that to district court. Now it is in district court, and they've asked for injunction to block H4 EAD. So this is what's happening on the other side. And DHS also clearly told that in their briefs to the court that they plan to remove H4 EAD, but just they're asking for more time for regulatory process to happen. Now, if you look at the Trump travel ban, H4 EADs have been added. One of the reasons it's speculated that because certain H4 EADs holders can work, and there is no limit on where they can work. It's been, speculated. Of course, they have not really explicitly mentioned that that it's because of H4 EAD. They have also banned H4 holders entry. So this is a possibility. Again, we don't know the real sources, but this is what is speculated. So looking at the overall situation, right, with the Trump travel ban and the court litigation, this could be prioritized now. So definitely there is a high chance that this could be pushed forward. Again, we don't know what the future is, but again, this is something that's going to be on their biggest items. Yeah. So the other one is F1 visa holders related items, right? So this also, has been a priority item for quite some time now. Practical training reform. What they want to do in this is change the practical training programs such as OPT, STEM OPT. OPT is optional practical training, which is basically done by master students or bachelor students after they graduate to get some training, right? So the reasons they want to do this is because this has been abused by many of the universities, or students or the third party agencies, right? So they want to basically, change the program so that there is more oversight in the program and protect US workers. So this is what they want to do, right? And they plan to do this in December. But again, this is not new. This has been in fall 2017 agenda. It was there for a couple more agendas. Like couple more sessions, and then it was not there in spring, and then now it's back in last fall and also in spring now. So again, there were speculations about this during the travel ban that STEM OPT and OPT could be also impacted. But again, we did not see anything in specific on that lines. But again, this is definitely a part of their priority because this has been heavily abused, right, by many of these consulting companies and all sorts of things, right? Again, too early to say, but this could be definitely a priority based on the current economy, how things are moving. Now, the other item is basically establishing the fixed time for F1 students when they come to US. Yeah. So today, when F1 students come into the US, they basically get something called a D/S in their passport when a CBP officer allows them to enter US. So D/S is nothing but duration of status. Essentially, what it tells is they can continue to be in the US as long as they maintain the status. There is no set end date for that. So this has been abused, or this has actually caused many students to become illegal residents, or basically they've never left the country. They're not neither in status. So this is why they want to actually change this so that they can avoid some of those problems. Again, the date they say is July 2020. I don't know how they will do it in the next 1 month, but again, that's what they say. Again, this is not new. This has been there for since fall 2018. So this will have a huge impact on how students will be able to stay in the US, because they need to now track their I-94s and all sorts of things, and they need to get probably file for extensions and stampings. A lot of things can kick in. Again, too early to say, but July seems very aggressive to me. But again, there are a lot of things that are happening around this for some time. So we'll have to see what comes out of this. So other items are, these are the ones we're not going to go into specific details by what are the total complete details, but we'll look at on a high level, right? So B1, B2 program is also that's used by many of the visa holders globally, but this has been abused by IT services companies. So they want to make sure they clarify what it can be used for, and they want to enforce it, right? So that is the whole idea. They want to change some of these B1, B2 program. And again, the NPRM for September 2020. I don't know how far they'll be able to do it. But again, this is something that they could look at. So the other item is unlawful presence. So there was something that was done in 1997 that establishes the rules for 3-year and 10-year bar to enter US. This has not been revised since then, so they won't actually look at these closely and change this. So this also has been in agendas for some time, but we'll have to wait and see what comes out of it, right? The other one is biometrics collection. So if you been following last year, since last year I-539, which is H4 holders have to give now biometrics now for certain forms. It's not mandatory for all the forms. So USCIS wants to use biometrics collection for everything else as well. This is for additional security aspects. So we'll have to see what comes out of it. But this is going to be a huge burden for them, right? So we'll have to see what really comes out of this. And the fees changes, right? So USCIS is put up a fee change regulation last November, and until February they had this. This regulation to get comments. So they are going to increase fees by a certain percentage for certain visas, and it will go down for some as well. Overall, this is a fee hike. It's a very, very big one, and there has been some pushback from stakeholders. So that's why this has been delayed. So we'll see what comes out of that. And the last one is adjusting fee program for service programs, basically student and exchange visitor program. This one is basically by ICE that wants to basically, is asking to increase the fee because they want to do this enforcement on the practical training programs and other programs. So again, we'll have to see what really comes out of this as well. Yeah, so overall, these are the agenda items, folks. Some of these made it through. So there were many speculations done by people during the Trump travel ban that these are new and all, but many of these that you saw in the past are not new. They've been there for quite some time. So they're just making sure they'll be getting attention now. So again, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe for updates. We will continue to update you with everything. Thank you so